The major standout event that concerns Lazarus in the Gospels is of course in the Gospel according to St. John, where Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. But I'm going to read today not the expanded account of that in the poem of the Man God, but rather Jesus' very first encounter with Lazarus. Chapter 84. Jesus meets Lazarus at Bethany, from the first volume of the poem of the Man God. It is a very clear summer dawn. Rather than dawn, it is early morning, because the sun is already above the horizon, and is rising higher and higher, smiling at the charming earth. Every stem is sparkling with dew. All the night stars seem to have turned into gold and gem dust for all the stems and all the leaves, even for the stones strewn on the ground, the siliceous chips of which, wet with dew, seem diamond powder or gold dust. Jesus and Simon the Zealot are walking along a little road which departs from the main one at a sharp angle like a V. They are going towards magnificent orchards and fields of flax as tall as a man, almost ready to be cut. Other fields, farther away, show only large bright red spots of poppies amongst the yellow stubble. We are already in the property of my friend. You can see, Master, that the distance was within the prescription of the law. I would never take the liberty of deceiving you. Behind that apple orchard, there is the garden wall and the house. I made you come along this short cut to be within the prescribed mile. Just pause for a moment. This talk of the distance being within the prescription of the law and it being a prescribed mile. The rabbis only allowed travelling a certain distance on the Sabbath. And so they were going to Lazarus' house, and we know it's the Sabbath then because of this reference to the prescription. Simon Zealot has found a route which allows them to get to Lazarus' house without infringing the prescription of the law in relation to distance that one is allowed to travel on the Sabbath. Continuing the narrative, Jesus says, "Your friend is very wealthy." Yes, very. But he is not happy. He owns property also elsewhere. Jesus asks, "Is he a Pharisee?" Simon replies, "His father was not. He is very observant. I told you, a true Israelite." They walk a little farther. There is a high wall, and beyond it, trees, with the house just emerging through them. There is a rise in the ground here, which, however, does not allow one to see the garden, so beautiful that we would call it a park. They go round the corner. The wall runs level, and from its top, entwined branches of roses and sweet-smelling jasmines hang down, splendid in their dewy corollas. There is the heavy wrought iron gate. Simon knocks with the heavy bronze knocker. "It is too early to go in, Simon," remarks Jesus. "Oh, my friend gets up at sunrise, as he finds comfort only in his garden or in books. Night is a torture for him. Please do not delay further to give him your joy." A servant opens the gate. "Good morning, Asius. Tell your master that Simon Zealot has come with his friend." The servant runs away after letting them in, saying, "Your servant greets you. Come in. Lazarus' house is open to his friends." Simon, who is familiar with the place, does not go to the central avenue, but he turns along a path running in the direction of a jasmine bower between rose hedges. Just a pause for a moment there. So we can see Simon's familiar with this place. He's bringing Jesus to meet Lazarus. So Simon the Zealot, the apostle, about whom we know very little in Scripture, we get additional information about now. He is a close friend of Lazarus. Resuming the narrative. Shortly afterwards, Lazarus comes forward from the bower. He is thin and pale, as I've always seen him, and tall. His short hair is neither thick nor curly, while his little sparse beard is confined to the lower part of his chin. He is wearing a snow-white linen garment and walks with difficulty, like one suffering from leg trouble. When he sees Simon, he waves his hand affectionately, and then, as best he can, he runs towards Jesus and throws himself on his knees, bending down to the ground to kiss the hem of Jesus' tunic, saying, "I'm not worthy of so much honour, but since your holiness stoops to my misery, come, my Lord, come in and be the master in my poor house." Jesus replies, "Rise, my friend, and receive my peace." Lazarus gets up and kisses Jesus' hands and looks at him with veneration, not devoid of curiosity. They walk towards the house. "How anxiously have I waited for you, Master. Every morning at dawn I would say, 'He will come today.' And every evening I said, 'I've not seen him today either.'" "Why were you expecting me so anxiously?" "Because whom are we in Israel expecting but you? And you believe that I am the expected one?" Simon has never lied. Neither is he a boy that gets excited over nothing. Age and sorrow have made him as mature as a wise man. In any case, even if he'd not recognised your true nature, your deeds would have spoken and said that you are a saint. Whoever accomplishes the deeds of God must be a man of God, and you accomplish them, and you do things in a way that says how truly you are the man of God. My friend came to you because of the fame of your miracles, and he received a miracle. And I know that your way is strewn with miracles. Why then not believe that you are the expected one? Oh, it is so sweet to believe what is good. We have to feign to believe as good many things which are not good for peace sake, because it will be useless to change them. Many dubious words that seem adulation, praise, kindness of heart, and instead are sarcasm and blame, poison, concealed by honey. We must pretend we believe them, although we know they are poison, blame, sarcasm. We must do so because it is not possible to do otherwise, and we are weak against a whole world which is strong, and we are alone against a whole world which is hostile to us. Why then should we have difficulty in believing what is good? On the other hand, the time is ripe, and the signs of the time are here. What might still be missing to make belief certain and beyond all possible doubt should be supplied by our anxiety to believe and to appease our hearts in the certainty that the expectation is finished and that the Redeemer has come, the Messiah is here. He who will give peace to Israel and to the children of Israel, who will let us die without anguish, knowing that we have been redeemed, and will enable us to live without that nostalgic feeling for our dead ones. Oh, the dead! Why mourn their death, if not because, as they have no longer any children, they have not yet the Father and God? Jesus asks, "Has your father been dead long?" Lazarus replies, 3 years, and my mother 7. But I no longer lament their deaths. I also would like to be where I hope they are, awaiting heaven. Jesus says, "In which case, you would not have the Messiah as your guest." Lazarus replies, "That is true. Now I am in a better position than they are, because I have you, and my heart calms down because of this joy. Come in, Master. Grant me the honour of making my house yours. Today is the Sabbath, and I cannot invite friends to honour you." Jesus says, "Neither do I wish that. Today I am all for Simon's friend and mine."